Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Dislyte video. This is going to end up being a bit of a ranty video. I'm apologise for that right now. I'm not intending to make negative focused content on this channel, but this needs to be spoken about because it's just dragging on, and I feel like it's not getting the attention that it deserves. In fact, people are praising it more than it deserves to be praised, if I'm being completely honest with you. So we're going to go in and we're going to quickly look at the notice, because I'm going to need to have a visual on the screen so that you guys can at least refer to what I'm talking about. So obviously we did get that there's a new Esper coming out, and they are going to be looking at the pity system. So here it is here, okay? I'm going to read through this one more time and then I'm going to talk about my unfiltered feelings on it, right? So, during the event, the chance of summoning Ahmed from the Echo is increased, okay? He has a 10% rate up, which is exactly the same as Ollie, right? So let's just get that out of the way just now. 10% rate up, same as Ollie. So again, what it means is you've got a 1% chance of pulling a legend. And when you do pull a legend, 10% of the time, it will most likely be the new unit. However, it can be any of the legendary characters. So let's get that out the road. You do not have a 10% chance to pull the new unit. You have a 1% chance to pull the new unit. However, when you pull that legendary, there's a 10% chance that it could be him, okay? So it's like, I don't know, the rate is way lower than 10%. It's actually lower than 1%, because you've got 10% or 1%. I think it's like a 0.10% chance or something stupid like that. But anyway, so that's the actual rate, okay? If you haven't obtained the specified Esper after 450 summons, the next legendary Esper summoned is guaranteed to be that Esper. So remember this wording, because it's going to become important to what I'm talking about. So again, if you haven't obtained the specified Esper after 450 summons, the next legendary Esper summoned is guaranteed to be that Esper. So we'll swing back to that in a minute, okay? The bonus chance for summoning Ahmed expires after acquiring him. During the event, you can claim gold records, blah, blah, blah. So, let's just clear this up. This banner is exactly the same as the Ollie banner. The only difference is they have moved the guarantee amount down, right? So they've moved the guarantee amount down. So let's talk about it in worst case scenarios, because pity is literally about worst case scenarios. That is what pity is about, okay? So this is your worst case scenario. Your worst case scenario is you pull a legendary unit on your 450th pull, okay? If that legend is not the new legendary unit, okay, your pity resets and you have to potentially go 120 summons to get your next legendary. And that legendary would be the new unit. So worst case scenario is 570 pulls. Okay, so let's just be clear on that. You're not guaranteed to get this unit after 450 pulls. Worst case scenario, you are likely to get this unit after 570 pulls, okay? So again, that's worst case scenario. Now, best case scenario is 480 pulls, okay? But to get that scenario, you need to have been extremely unlucky in your pulls leading up to this unit, okay? To get that scenario, you basically have to have, like on a guarantee that is, you basically have to have gone 120 summons, legendary, 120 summons, legendary, 120 summons, legendary, 120 summons. At that point, you've broke the 450 mark, you've gone to 480, you would be guaranteed to get the new unit, okay? Now, if you get lucky at any point before that 450, it's going to screw up the trajectory, and you'll hit it at a different point, you'll hit it at a later point, okay? So, with regards to this, the best case scenario really is if you have basically been unlucky. Up to the point of your 450th summon. You can get the kind of low guarantee amount. There's obviously some other like variances that can happen there, but what we're focusing on for the sake of this video is worst case scenario. And like I say, worst case scenario is 570 pulls, okay? So there's been a lot of people talking about this, a lot of people basically saying it's amazing. I did say yesterday that at least it's a step in the right direction. That was all the credit I was really willing to give out for this pity system, to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The pity system is shit, right? It's shit. The summoning system is shit. I mean, if we're being completely honest, it's pish. I like this game. I play this game daily. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I spent a lot summoning, so I mean, I've got units. If you are someone who is a more free-to-play base player, I can imagine that this system is just a nightmare for you. Now, you will have people arguing and saying, oh my god, you don't need to get 5-star units, you can play the game with 3-star units, you can play the game with 4-star units. That's not the point. People play gachas because they want the new units. That is the whole point in gachas. It's a scientific fact that people get this whole dopamine release from summoning and getting the new unit. Yes, it's probably tied to gambling. I don't know, I'm not a scientist. But at the end of the day, if people do not have that experience, if they do not have the experience of being able to summon and get the new unit, then their interest levels are just going to dip and dip and dip and dip, and then they're going to dip. They're just going to dump the game. So overall, I think the new pity changes are okay. They're a step in the right direction, but they're still poor. I mean, let's look at it in a sort of a different bubble, okay? So basically, you, from the first banner, were conditioned to see how bad the rates were, okay? Now, let's not talk about the rates themselves. 1% is garble. It's just absolute garble, right? But 1% rate, you've got to go to like, what, 920 or 60 or whatever summons it was to guarantee the new unit, okay? So you see that. If someone then comes along and tells you, you know what guys, we've got you, we've got your back, we're going to cut that in half. Immediately a little thing flicks in your head and goes, wow, half, that's good, you've made a good change there, right? But let's look at it differently. If you walked into McDonald's and you had to pay $20 for a Big Mac, the next time you went into McDonald's, if they turned around and says, okay, look guys, I'm going to do you a solid, we'll give you your Big Mac for $10, you're going to leave McDonald's thinking, wow, that's great, I paid half that price. But in reality, you've still overpaid for that Big Mac, you know? That's how this is. It's like Stockholm Syndrome. You've basically been conditioned to think, oh my god, they've done something nice for us, this is a positive change, this is good, let's go and give them praise. I'm not willing to do that because in 2022 it's not the way that gachas should be. As a quick example, new game launched yesterday, Artery Gear. Artery Gear is very like Dislyte. It's a turn-based RPG, so it's similar. It's got a similar gearing system. It's got, I mean, while it's completely different aesthetically, gameplay-wise, it's pretty much the same idea, to be honest. But anyway, it came out yesterday. On its banner, you have Spark Pity. After 20 summons, you're guaranteed to get the new banner unit. On the way, if you pick up any 5-stars, good for you. You get to keep those 5-stars, and you still only do 20 summons and you're guaranteed to get the new unit. That's normal. That is normal. The only other game that I know of off the top of my head that has a resetting pity system is going to be Genshin Impact. However, Genshin Impact is slightly different because if with Genshin, for example, I think it's 90 summons to hit pity, okay? And the way it works is you have I think it's like a 50-50 chance or something of getting the new unit. And if you don't get it on your first pull, then the next time you pull, you're guaranteed that unit. In Genshin, if you get lucky and you get a 4-star or 5-star character, whatever they're called, after 10 summons, then the next time you summon a unit, it's definitely going to be the next unit. So their pity resets, but their pity resets, and it just means you're going to get that new unit even faster. So it's not even comparable to what Dislyte does. Dislyte punishes you with ridiculous rates. It absolutely punishes you with ridiculous rates. The least they could do is leave the hard pity at 120, right? It's not too much to ask. It's not going to break the game. I just feel like it would deliver a better experience to people. Not only that, they've not even addressed half the issues that are going on in the game. People are going on about how this is an amazing update and blah, blah, blah. We've still not got a guarantee on the new 4-star unit, okay? So not a guarantee, but a rate up. Shimmers are still shocking. They could easily add in like shimmer pity after 60 multis or something like that, you know, after you've gone 60 pulls. If you've not pulled a 4-star epic shimmer, you're guaranteed a 4-star epic shimmer, something like that. They've still not addressed the pity system. Free-to-play players, if you want to hit these pity targets, you have to be able to not only use your gold records, you have to be able to use the currency you earn in-game to buy records, or you're never going to hit these pities. But to even have a chance of getting gold records dropping in this game, you need to spend your premium currency on stamina. So it's like, it's just like, it's not working. It's like a vicious circle even. You can't do what you need to do to summon, because you're having to spend the currency that you do earn to buy stamina to progress in the game. So you actually have to choose right up, look, do I want to get new units in this game, or do I just want to focus all my efforts into leveling up the units I've already got? And for players who like to play gacha games, that's not going to deliver the experience that they want. It's not. On my Discord, I've got a lot of people who have already quit the game. We have a special role for people that play Dislyte. I've been asked to remove it from so many people. I get people in my comments telling me, Hayzink, I enjoy your content, I'm going to continue to watch, but I've ditched this game because of the rates and the pity and all the other things. I just feel like while they have taken small steps to fix this, they could just fix it. None of this nonsense that after a certain number of pulls, the next legendary you summon will be guaranteed, blah, blah, blah. Just hit that on the head. Just stop it. Just make it hard pity. Like, it's still high, but Lilith have obviously shown they want to be greedy with this game. So set it at 350 pulls. But when you hit 350 pulls, you get the unit. Regardless if you've pulled the unit before 350, it doesn't matter. Just give you a dupe at that point. At 350 pulls, you should get the unit. Now, because this game is probably not that free-to-play friendly with regards to currency, now people are going to argue with me there, but it's not. I mean, like, if you get an actual run of luck in this game, you can probably get about 44 gold records a month, okay? But that requires dropping gold records from stages while leveling them. That involves you being able to grind a lot in Point War, and that involves you being able to do well in like cubes and do well in your club. I mean, there's caveats attached to that. The actual gold records you just get from like logging in and stuff, and doing like the really basic things, it's only like 20 odds. It's not that high. You need, like I say, to get the other gold records, you need to have some RNG luck with the likes of bounties and stuff like that. So this game is not that free-to-play friendly when it comes to currency. So the least they could do is actually make the summoning system a little bit more accessible to players who, let's be honest, can't afford to spend hundreds of dollars to play this game. And this game is expensive, so I don't really think that they're catering to everyone in a good way. I don't think the game's in any danger of like not being successful. I think it will be successful, and I think they will eventually work through these issues. But I still think this isn't it. I still think, personally, the banners are crap. I think they need to have higher rates on the units. People are going to come back and say, oh, but Hayzink, do you think everyone should just have the same units? And who cares? Like, who cares? If people are summoning and they are putting their money into this game, or they are spending their time to save up currency for months and months and months, then yes, I think people who do that should be able to get the units. Yeah, I do. I don't care if it means that people are running the same type of teams. Who cares? That's what your gear's for. That's why you use relics to equip your teams differently. It shouldn't matter if you have a mirror match with two teams having the exact same characters. It's the gear that makes the difference, and that is something that is not charged. That's something that you play for. That's something that you earn, and that's something that you have to that's something that you have to customize yourself. So to me, I don't care if people have the same units. It makes no difference to me, because it all comes down to how you gear your units and how you synergize your units with each other. So this is not it for me. I feel that this pity system still sucks. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to try and not dwell on this, because I don't want to make a bunch of negative videos. I just don't want to praise them for something that I don't really think's that praiseworthy, to be honest. But anyway, I've been Hayzink. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next Dislyte video, dudes. Peace out. See you later. Bye.